back to my channel. Christmas in July continues with brand new Christmas crafts. I cannot wait to show you these ideas. You're getting a little sneak peek right there, so stay tuned. And if you are new here to my channel, welcome. I love sharing home decor, cooking, and DIY here on my channel. So if those are videos you enjoy watching, click that subscribe button below so you never miss a video. Okay, you guys, you know what time it is. Grab yourself a Christmas cocoa, sit back, relax, and let the crafting begin. First up, I'm making reindeer ornaments with all of the reindeer names. I picked up these 8-inch chunky wood blocks from Dollar Tree and I'm removing the stickers on them. An easy way to remove the stickers is with heat, so I just use my hairdryer and I put it over the sticker and they easily peel off. Next, I'm going to paint 8 of the blocks white and 1 red for Rudolph. So I'm using bright white chalk paste, but the paste is really thick, so I like to thin it out. So I add a few little squirts of water into my chalk paste to thin it out so it's more of a consistency of a paint. And now I'm going to apply that onto each of the blocks. And a little bit of this chalk paste goes a long way. I just add a little bit onto my plate, add a few squirts of water and stir it in. Now if it's too thick, I just add a little bit more water, and if it's too thin, I'll just stir in a little bit more chalk paste until I get the right consistency. So I just paint each of the blocks with a coat of the chalk paste. It gives really great coverage, and I just had to give 1 coat to the white, and now I'm doing the red. So again, this is a cherry red. It's a perfect Christmas red. I add a couple squirts of water to it so it thins it out, and now I'm going to paint this block. And with this block, I am going to do 2 coats so it's nice and bright. Once all of my blocks are painted and the paint is dry, now I'm going to drill a little starter hole to the top of each of them and add an eye hook. The eye hooks that I am using are from Hobby Lobby. Now I'm going to add each of the reindeer names to each of the blocks, and I'm starting with Rudolph. So I have my Chalk Couture silkscreen transfer. This one just came out. I absolutely love it. I'll include a link for my Chalk Couture website down in the description below, as well as supplies for each of the projects I do today. So I place my silkscreen transfer on top of the block and I make sure I smooth it out really well to get rid of any of the air bubbles. Now I'm applying chalk paste on top of my silkscreen transfer. So I did bright white for Rudolph, and look at how great it turned out. Now I'm going to continue on and doing the rest of the reindeer names. Here I'm doing Blitzen, and I'm using that beautiful cherry red. It's the perfect Christmas red. So I apply my chalk paste on top of that, and then I remove the transfer, and I have this beautiful name on there. Then I realized that I could do all of them at once. So you could do whatever you feel comfortable with. You could do one at a time, or here I'm going to do multiple names at once. So I just place my transfer on top of the blocks, and then I'm going to smooth it out really well to get out any of the air bubbles. And then I'm going to apply my paste on top. And when I'm applying paste to the transfer, I do not thin it out with water. You want to use that thick chalk paste. I only do the water when I'm turning it into paint to paint the blocks. Also, the beauty of these transfers is you can wash and reuse them. So I simply, when I'm done with this, I will wash the transfer. I just use some warm soapy water and I wash it off, and then I place it back on the backing and let it dry, and it's ready to reuse again. So it's perfect for making different projects and different crafts, or to even make gifts as well. Once I remove the transfer, I let it dry, and next I'm going to wrap it with some ribbon on top. I'm just using some buffalo check ribbon that I picked up at Dollar Tree. So I just wrap it around the top. I actually give it a little knot, and then I'm going to dovetail the ends. And the great thing about these is you can customize them with whatever color you like. I was even thinking about adding some glitter to them as well, but I ended up not adding the glitter. And look at how cute these turn out. I absolutely love these darling reindeer ornaments. Next up, I'm going to make a really cute sign. I have this reversible sign and I added some painter's tape around the edges, and now I'm going to give it a coat of paint. And just like with my blocks that I painted for the ornaments, I am using the cherry red chalk paste. I add a few squirts of water to thin it out, and now I'm going to add a coat of paint on top. Once the paint is dry, I'm going to remove the painter's tape, and I'm using this transfer, which is also included with the reindeer names for the reindeer ornaments. This says, and what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, one of my favorites from 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And this fits perfectly on the sign, so I'm going to smooth it out. I'm going to use my squeegee, get rid of all of those air bubbles. Then I'm going to apply white chalk paste on top. And I also wanted to point out, in case you make this too, you can see the line between the words and the reindeer. That's because you could actually cut this transfer and, add the snowflake that's included in the transfer or do something else. These are so customizable, but I make sure that when I add the chalk paste that I don't add that line. So it's a nice little smooth between the reindeer and the words. So you can see here that there's no line there. So I just am removing my transfer now, and look at how beautiful this is. Once I remove my transfer, I wash it off, and here it is, ready to use again for different crafts or to make gifts. That's what I love about these silkscreen transfers. You can reuse them. Now I'm just going to make a simple shoelace bow with this ribbon from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to hot glue it to the sign along with some cedar picks. And here it is, all done. I absolutely love the way this turned out. It is so pretty and perfect for my holiday decorating. Next up, I'm going to make the cutest gingerbread sign. Wait until you see how it turns out. So I have this gingerbread transfer as well as the sign and these shapes that will go on top. So first I'm going to apply my transfer on my little fuzzing mat. You could use a towel as well. And I only do this the first time I use a transfer because it's really sticky on the back. Now I'm going to place it on top of the sign. And what I like to do is kind of drop it on top of the sign. So it gives me less air bubbles. I feel it just really makes it nice and smooth, but I'm still going to go around and smooth it out so there's no air bubbles underneath. The hardest thing about making the sign was deciding what colors I wanted to do, and that's the beauty of using these, is you can customize them to whatever you want. I'm going to start by adding this beautiful pesto green to all of the greenery parts of this sign. And the thing of it is, when you're going around, you every so often kind of want to lift it up after you've applied the paste, because the paste does dry quickly. So if you make this too, I just wanted to point that out. So I'm just going around adding this paste. But the thing of it is too, is I couldn't decide what I wanted to do. At first I was going to paint the sign red and then do all white lettering, and then I even thought, well, maybe painting it black and then doing white lettering, it would make it look like a chalkboard. So many different ways that you could customize this, but I ended up doing a traditional look. So I'm going to do the greenery here with this pesto green, and then I'm going to add some red, and then I'm going to use this beautiful camel color for the gingerbread and for some of the lettering as well. Now that I've added all the green, now I'm moving on to the camel paste. So I'm going to add that here to the fresh, as well as to the word daily, as well as the scroll work. And then again, I like to lift the transfer up every so often where I've applied the paste, and then I just kind of put it down and continue working on my design. And now I'm going to apply that beautiful cherry Christmas red to the rest of the sign. I'm not doing the gingerbread or the banner because I do have the chalkable shape. So I'm going to be doing those separately and then hot gluing those on. And again, I'm just going around the sign, and then every once in a while I do lift it up once I've kind of done a section. Now some people like to kind of start at the top and kind of work their way down and remove the transfer as they go. I feel comfortable doing it this way. So whatever you feel comfortable with, and it's just more for designs like this. Some of the designs that are quicker to do, you don't need to kind of lift it up all the time, but signs like this that take a little bit more time, you want to lift it up every so often because the paste does dry fast. And here is how it looks so far, and I'm not even done. So now I'm going to add chalk paste to the gingerbread. So I place my silkscreen transfer on top of the gingerbread, smooth it out really well, and now I'm going to use the camel color for the gingerbread. And these transfers are very forgiving. So you can see I'm using a clean gingerbread sign. So once I removed it from the sign, I did immediately wash and dry it. So now I can reuse it to make my gingerbread. So I have a clean sign. And then I'm just using a baby wipe to clean it off. And then I'll just take a old towel just to wipe it off as well, so it's nice and dry before I apply the paste to the banner. But also too, I wanted to note, so once you remove a transfer from this or any of the designs, you can easily put it back on your sign. So if you notice a little blemish and you want to fix it, just put the transfer back on the sign, and you can then apply the paste wherever you need to fix it up and remove the transfer, and the sign is good to go. So now I'm adding that beautiful pesto green to this banner. So I put my banner down, smoothed it out really well to get out any of the air bubbles, and now I'm applying that paste, and I will have the banner all done too. And so I don't have to wash the entire transfer again. I'm just wiping it down with that baby wipe and the towel and placing it back on its backing, and I'll be ready to use this transfer again. Now I'm going to attach the gingerbread and the banner. So I'm just going to use a little hot glue on the back and attach it to the sign. What I love about this transfer and a lot of the designs is that you can reuse it for making the same thing or using bits and parts of it for different things. Like I can see a really cute gingerbread banner on a Christmas tree, and you could use that gingerbread wording here. Now I also thought about adding some glitter, and I may go back at some point and do that, but I decided I love how this looks right now, don't you? It is just beautiful. But you could add some glitter to it, just adding some spray glue on top and then sprinkling it with some glitter. But I decided to leave it as is for now, and look at how cute this sign turned out. I absolutely love it. What a fun craft night too. So if you love doing Christmas craft nights, you could do this sign as well with a bunch of your friends and family. I think that would be a lot of fun too. If you want to make one of these adorable signs too, I'll include a link for my website as well as to all of the supplies in the description below. I'm going to make some super cute peppermints and even a peppermint stand. So I have this peppermint transfer. I'm just cutting it out, and then I'm going to fuzz it really quick. The first time I use a transfer, I like to fuzz it. I use the fuzzing cloth, which you can grab on my website, or you could just use a towel. And now I have these round chalkable shapes, which are perfect for these peppermints. So I'm going to place the transfer on top and smooth it out really well. And then here we are with that beautiful cherry Christmas red again. I'm just going to apply that paste on top of this transfer, and I'm going to have the coolest and prettiest peppermints. So once I've applied the paste, I remove my transfer, and look at how great it turned out. Now I'm going to put that transfer onto my next round. Now if you feel more comfortable, you could wash and dry it too. I just added it onto the next round, applied my paste, and I'm going to remove that, and I have my cute little peppermint. Then I'm going to wash my transfer, and here it is all dry, ready to use again. Now I'm adding a little bit of water to my cherry chalk paste, and I'm going to paint this unfinished candlestick from Hobby Lobby. Once my peppermints are dry, I'm going to spray them with some spray glue and then sprinkle them with some glitter. I'm using some snow glitter from Michael's, as well as a little bit of glitter that I also had from Hobby Lobby. Next, I'm going to hot glue that base onto one of the peppermints for the cutest peppermint stand. I love it. It is so cute. And the other one, originally I was going to make it an ornament, but these are great for little tuckers or to use on a tiered tray. So I didn't do anything with it, but you could easily add some ribbon behind it and hang them as an ornament too. So many ways that you could use it, but I love it just as a nice little tucker. So also included in this transfer is this adorable More Peppermint Please transfer. So I have just this cute little chunky wood sign, and then I'm applying my transfer and some of this beautiful cherry Christmas chalk paste on top to make a cute and simple sign. Next, I'm going to make a simple shoelace bow with this ribbon from Hobby Lobby and hot glue it to the sign along with some cedar. This sign turned out so cute, and I love the detail of the bow and the cedar on top of it, and I decided to place it on top of the peppermint stand. Look at how cute it is, and I love the other peppermint tucked in this collection as well. I'll include a link for all the supplies if you would like to make this too in the description below. Okay guys, that is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a big thumbs up if you did, and let me know in the comments below which one you like the most. And for daily decor and DIY inspo, make sure you follow me over on Facebook or Instagram at Mother Time. Thank you so much for spending time with me here today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.